Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
Coming up today on HHS In Depth, Megan Kelly reports on the Homestead students who spend their nights and weekends working at the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo.
Along with a story from Sophia Virgilio, who caught up with one student who actually earned a PE credit over summer break by horsepacking out west.
Plus, in sports, we'll break down a great week in Spartan athletics, including a new record. I'll get you caught up later in Down to the Wire.
Those stories coming to you today only on HHS In Depth. Hello, Homestead. I'm Emily Adams.
And I'm Graham DeWitt. Well, a ritual for many high schoolers during summer break is to find a job to help them earn some money. For one group of Homestead students, that summer job is being employed at the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo, where they get to experience many things most high school students can only dream of. Here's HHS In Depth reporter Megan Kelly with the story.
Thank you, guys. The Fort Wayne Children's Zoo is a summer staple for many who live in Fort Wayne. Whether it's the animals, the rides, or even the food, there's something for everyone.
I love getting to inspire other people to care about animals just as much as I do, and it just reminds me how important diversity is, and just seeing all the species every day, it's just amazing.
When I was an interpreter, I would talk about the animals, talk with people, ask them some questions. It was a really fun time.
The zoo is a great place not only for its volunteers, but its guests as well.
I love how accessible it is for everyone. I feel like there's just a lot of different ways of seeing the animals, like with the glass exhibits being on different levels. There's a lot of interactive opportunities for the kids. It's just really fun.
Having activities for all ages is one of the zoo's highlights, ensuring that everyone can enjoy what the zoo has to offer.
I really like the interactivity of the zoo, especially having worked here and come here as a guest basically my entire childhood. It's very interactive, it's very unique, and it's not super overwhelming in the fact that it's large and it's very well laid out.
I would say it's a must-see. I feel like even just the community and the people that work here are always very willing to help, and everyone is just so welcoming and kind.
The Fort Wayne Children's Zoo is open every day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. until October 30th. If you're interested in volunteering for the zoo or just want to grab a ticket, more information can be found at kidszoo.org. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Megan Kelly.
All right, thank you for the report, Megan. We are now joined by HHS In Depth reporter Nada DeHoog. And Nada, it did open a month later than we expected, but we finally got to see the new Door 1 open up just a couple days ago.
That's right, Graham. Wednesday morning was the first time students and staff got to see the new Door 1 entrance. This entrance will be the main entrance for all students, which will also house our attendance and athletic offices, as well as the new weight room for student athletes to use. Due to many delays in the construction project, this new grand hallway was originally planned to be open prior to the end of the summer. However, with many supply chain issues worldwide, the trickle-down effect has interfered with our construction crews as well. But sure enough, on Wednesday, September 7th at 7:10 a.m., Homestead High School welcomed in new students to the new main entrance for the very first time. This door will now be used by all students to enter and exit through each school day. The door will remain open while more construction takes place around it. The hope is that many parts of the building will open during the school year, with the new main gymnasium coming up next, sometime in October or November. It's an exciting time for our school and students to finally see these years of progress opening up.
Well, I know I'm excited, so thank you for the report, Nada.
Moving further into September, temperatures are still warm, but a cool down is on its way. Stay tuned and I'll tell you more following the break.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth with Graham DeWitt and Emily Adams.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
Well, each year a lot of students participate in summer PE to earn that credit outside of a normal school day.
HHS in-depth reporter Sophia Virgilio caught up with one student who went a step further, earning her PE credit by horsepacking in Wyoming over summer break.
Some students worked this summer. Some students practiced their sport. One student, junior Edie Lori, earned herself a gym credit by horsepacking through the wilderness.
This summer, I had the opportunity to spend a month horsepacking in Wyoming. Horsepacking is essentially like backpacking, but with horses. So we began in the Red Desert and traveled the Oregon Trail up into the Wind River Range in the Central Rocky Mountains.
The journey was beautiful, but far from easy. Trials arose at every twist and turn. Sometimes the hardest challenge was finding out where to go next.
I'd say the hardest challenge I faced out there was probably just navigating to each campsite, because we used military maps that were used in the Cold War and haven't been updated since 1971. So a lot of times you would get up to a trail that's on the map and doesn't exist anymore.
Edie's experience was physically and mentally challenging. Homestead recognized that and compensated her for it.
I received a gym credit from the evaluation at the end of my course that my instructors gave us, which evaluated our adaptability in the wilderness and our leadership skills. I'm super grateful that I got to continue to learn over the summer even though I wasn't in school, and that I received a gym credit from it.
If you'd like to have an experience like Edie's, head to NOLS.com to find out what adventure awaits you. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Sophia Virgilio.
Thanks, Sophia. Students who have started courses this semester that offer dual credit for Ivy Tech, you need to be sure to complete all steps towards being correctly registered and then also qualified for your courses prior to the September 14th deadline. Students need to log into Canvas and complete all steps in the Ivy Tech Canvas module to register, enroll, and to qualify for their courses. Contact Mr. Clark with any questions at the email address shown here.
Juniors, colleges will be visiting Homestead starting next week through the end of the first semester. Please check your email for a list of colleges that will be visiting. Instructions on how to attend the visits are outlined in the email. First up is IU Bloomington next Tuesday, September 13th, and DePaul University next Wednesday, September 14th. If you're interested in attending these in-house college visits, please see Mr. Sherman in Student Services.
Starting tonight, middle school students are required to be accompanied by an adult to attend varsity football games, so Homestead students might want to have their ID with them just in case you are confused as a Woodside or Summit student. You can also pull up your Power School account on your phone if someone asks you to prove your identity at tonight's game.
Next Tuesday, September 13th, Students for Life will be hosting a family carnival in the Homestead cafeteria from 6 to 8 p.m. to raise money for Women's Care Center and a Hope Center, local crisis pregnancy centers that provide free pregnancy and parenting services and supplies to women. Get out there with your family to support this great cause.
Interested in bowling for Homestead this year? Don't miss tryouts next Monday and Tuesday, September 12th and 13th at Pro Bowl West on Goshen Road. They will take place from 3:30 to 5 p.m. for each of those days. For more information, contact Coach Slavin at the email address shown here.
The robotics team will be having a call-out meeting on Monday, September 12th, right after school in room 942 until 4:30. Ask not what your team can do for you, but what you can do for your team. All interests are welcome as they need more than just robot builders. They're in need of engineering students, business and marketing students, artists, students who can use tools, and students who just like geeky stuff. Oh, and there will be pizza as well.
And now, here's Michelle Obioma with a roundup of our clubs for this week.
Interested in politics? Want to discuss issues with your peers? Come down to Young Progressives today after school in Mrs. Smith's room, room 614. All viewpoints are welcome and snacks will be provided. Homestead's Best Buddies will have a call-out meeting today in the community room, right after school until 3:30. They are having an ice cream social and officer elections at this initial meeting. If you're interested in becoming an officer, please email Mrs. Hoffer. They are looking forward to seeing you there. Club dues are $20 and can be turned in at this initial meeting. Basket Weaving Club will meet Monday, September 12th after school in room 210, Miss Lamont's room. They will continue working on their fall pumpkin basket. Calling all environmental club members. Dare to be a force of nature and come to Environmental Club's next meeting on Monday in Mrs. Merklin's room, room 206. Come on out to Students for Life Tuesday until 3:15 in Mr. Tucky's room, room 503, to be a part of the pro-life movement at Homestead. Snacks will be provided. Are you interested in being on a competitive academic team? Come to Science Olympiad's first ever meeting, Tuesday, September 12th, in Dr. Klein's room, room 204, to see if it's right for you. There will be competitive events in all areas of science and engineering. Do you like movies and discussing them? Well then, Film Club is the club for you. Come to Film Club in room 614, Mrs. Smith's room, next Tuesday after school. They will be starting Forrest Gump and discussing its impact on the film industry. They'll see you there. Interact Club meets every Wednesday at 2:45 in the community room. Audio aficionados will meet Wednesday at 2:40 in room 600B. This week, the group will be listening to a full album from singer-songwriter Tom Waits. Anime Club meets Thursday, September 15th, after school in room 924. K-Pop Club meets after school on Friday, September 16th, in room 924. Come out to the next Students for Choice meeting on September 21st in room 611, Dr. Robinson's room. They will meet from 2:45 until 3:30.
Thanks, Michelle. We all know Mr. Sherman as the Administrative Assistant in Student Services. What many Homestead students don't know is that he is also the Executive Artistic Director of his very own theater company. The Indiana Musical Theater Foundation was founded in 2019, expanding on the Fort Wayne Summer Music Theater, which has had a 20-year history of excellence.
IMTF stands for the Indiana Musical Theater Foundation. We do high school shows and then we also do adult shows. The high school shows in the summertime, which is most participated in. We had 70 cast members last summer. I assemble a team of educators and professionals within our community that work not only in the school base but also in the community theater base, and we put together just this awesome production every summer. But it's a really awesome time to spend over the summer. You get to meet a lot of students from area high schools, even if they're the rivals. It's awesome to just kind of put that all aside and come together as a community.
Mr. Sherman explained that one of their biggest goals at IMTF is to better young performers and help them build relationships.
My favorite part about IMTF is the amount of performance opportunities that you get. There's not only just the summer musical, there's also cabarets and seasonal shows. Just having that opportunity to perform with my friends and to make friends even is definitely a huge part of theater for me.
IMTF not only provides current high school students opportunities to be in productions, but also young adults and college students.
I chose IMTF because it was recommended to me. I stayed because I really like the people here and I feel like I'm learning things every time I'm in a show. As far as the actors in the company, we can see them at show choir competitions or around the town or just anywhere, and you know that you have a friend.
All in all, the Indiana Musical Theater Foundation is an amazing opportunity for students to get involved in local theater. If you're interested in auditioning for future productions, go to imtfinc.com for more information.
Well, Emily, after 2 weeks away, the Spartan football team is back in action at home tonight.
Matthias Arsmindi joins us now to tell us what we can expect out there weather-wise.
Thanks, Emily and Graham. The skies have been looking clear with a few passing clouds here and there. And for the weather, it's going to be great. With a high of 81 and a low overnight of 64, you have every reason to be there at tonight's football game. Looking further to the weekend, Saturday is going to be relatively the same as today, with highs of 81 and an overnight low of 64. Only difference is, it'll be mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of rain later in the day, so plan accordingly. On Sunday, it's looking a little cooler, with only a high of 77 and a low of 61. But that rain chance increases to 60%. The weather has been great this week, but how does it look following the next week? I'll be back updating you on what you can look forward to.
Thanks, Matthias. Next, and down to the wire, Anthony Gary gets us caught up on all our Spartan sports news.
Stick around, you're watching HHS In Depth.
Welcome back to Down to the Wire. I'm Anthony Gary. Well, we had a great week in Spartan athletics, which means we've got a lot of good results. The football team beat Bishop Luers last week, 24-16. On offense, junior Cam Johnson played a phenomenal game, gathering 120 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. On defense, Aiden Shepard had 6 tackles, including 2 tackles for loss, and Jackson Chrisman snagged an interception. The girls' golf team beat DeKalb on their senior night match last Tuesday. Cassie Ayers shot 1 under, Eliza Saul shot 1 over, and Scarlett Sank shot 2 over. Their next match will be Monday at Leo. The boys' soccer team tied Canterbury Tuesday 2-2. Goals were scored by Will Offit and by Sam Rupright off an assist from Kyle Anderson. In goal, Isaac Hallman recorded 7 total saves. The boys' cross-country team ran their best race of the year last Saturday at the Marion Invitational, finishing 4th. Grayson Welch, Evan McMahon, and Riley Lemke all PR'd and all finished in under 17 minutes. The boys race again tomorrow at Northrop. The girls' cross-country team narrowly finished 2nd at the Marion Invitational last Saturday. Lauren Saddington finished 9th place with a 19:22, and Elise Peckinpah finished 6th with a 19:13. Both are outstanding performances, but the story of the race was Addison Canablo breaking her own school record, finishing with a 17:42, beating her previous record by 14 seconds. Interact Club will once again be doing face painting at tonight's home football game. The table will be set up right inside the gate, and for a donation of $1 or more if you'd like, you can have your face painted to support the Spartans. All money raised will be donated to Big Brothers and Big Sisters at the end of the football season. That'll do it for this week's edition of Down to the Wire. Thank you for watching, and Matthias will have a final check of the forecast when we return.
Next week on HHS In Depth, reporter Nada Dahouk will bring you a story about how to stay organized during the stressful college application process. Catch this story and more next week.
Monday is going to start off cool with a high of 69 and chance of rain, and remain that way till later in the week, with just a bit of sun coming through here and there. Those cooler temps we told you about last week seem to be coming through, so try to get the most out of the week before those fall temps stay here for good. Emily Graham, back to you.
All right, thank you, Matthias, and thank you for watching today.
Good luck to all our Homestead athletes and other performers in action this weekend.
Want to catch up with HHS ID beyond the news show? Check out our Instagram for updates on next week's show and nationwide news.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here again next week.